Let's talk about something a little different today. What if I told you there's a 1,000-year-old tradition that's all about practical, personal growth? A system that's not designed to make you more productive, but to make you a better human being. Well, there is, and today we're diving into what it's all about. It's called Mussar.
I mean, seriously, have you ever asked yourself that question? Not, how can I be more successful or how can I get more stuff done, but how can I become genuinely better, kinder, maybe more patient, more generous? It's a huge question, right? Where do you even begin?
Well, what if there was a roadmap for it? A structured path, one that's been honed over centuries, designed specifically for that journey of character development. That is exactly what Mussar offers.
Okay, so first things first. What in the world is Mussar? It's a Hebrew word, and it can mean things like discipline or correction, but in this context, it is so much more than that. So here's the textbook definition. Mussar is this whole body of Jewish ethical literature, a library of wisdom, really. But it's also a spiritual practice. It's all about looking inward, identifying our virtues and our vices, and then giving us the actual tools to consciously work on them.
I absolutely love this analogy. It's probably the best way to get it. Think of it like a gym for your soul. You know how you go to a regular gym to strengthen different muscles? Well, Mussar gives you exercises to strengthen different parts of your character. It's not about some abstract theory. It's about practical, daily workouts for your inner self.
So if it's a workout, how does it actually work? What are the exercises? Well, the whole practice revolves around this central idea, focusing on specific character traits. In Hebrew, these are called midot. And this is where the genius of the practice really shines. Instead of trying to become a better person in this vague, totally overwhelming way, you just pick one trait, just one from a list like this. Maybe you work on patience for a couple of weeks, or gratitude for a month. This is so smart psychologically because it prevents you from getting overwhelmed and lets you do this deep, intentional work. You study it, you live it, and you slowly but surely strengthen that soul muscle.
And look, this is not some new self-help fad that just popped up. The ideas we're talking about are built on this deep, incredibly rich library of texts. We're talking about a legacy of wisdom that goes back over 1,000 years.
So let's do a quick flyby of the history. The tradition really evolved over centuries. You've got these foundational works way back in the 11th century, then a bunch of medieval classics. But a huge turning point comes in the 18th century with a book called Meselet Yesharim, which means Path of the Just. Then, in the 19th century, this brilliant rabbi, Israel Salanter, basically took all these ideas and launched the formal Mussar movement, making it a structured part of the curriculum in Eastern European academies.
And to give you a sense of just how powerful that key 18th century text, Path of the Just, really was, listen to this. The Vilna Gaon, one of the most revered sages in all of Jewish history, a guy known for his incredible mind, said of this book, "I could not find a superfluous word in the first 7 chapters." I mean, wow, that's how precise and potent this roadmap for the soul was seen to be.
That's a rich history for sure. But the really interesting question is, how does an ancient spiritual practice like this fit into our world today? Well, in the last few decades, Mussar has had this huge revival, moving out of the exclusive world of scholars and becoming a practice for everyone.
You can really see the evolution when you put it side by side. The focus has shifted from being purely academic to being deeply personal and accessible. Modern Mussar often includes things like daily journaling and affirmations. It's being applied to social justice, like in the book Changing the World from the Inside Out, and it's even being blended with other practices in books like Mussar Yoga. This ancient wisdom is really being translated for a modern audience.
And a huge reason for this modern revival is a guy named Alan Marinis. His story is so relatable. He was a spiritual seeker who had studied Hinduism and Buddhism, but eventually he stumbled upon this profound path right inside his own heritage. His books, like Everyday Holiness, have opened up Mussar to this massive global audience, both Jewish and non-Jewish alike.
So, why? Why has this ancient practice found such a strong foothold in our busy modern lives? I think it all comes down to its simple, powerful, and incredibly practical structure.
It really boils down to this core loop, and it's basically a brilliant feedback system for your character. First, you become aware of an area you want to grow in. Second, you educate yourself. You read about what that virtue truly means. Third, you take small, concrete actions every single day. You don't just think about patience, you practice it. And finally, and this is crucial, you reflect on how it's going. It's a system that doesn't just hope for change, it actively engineers it. And this right here might be the most important point of all. The goal is not to achieve perfection. Mussar is a journey, not a destination. The real victory is in the daily effort, in the gentle, consistent practice of just turning your attention toward your own character.
So that brings us to the end, and back to you. After hearing all this, what comes to mind for you? Is it patience, gratitude, maybe compassion? This ancient practice simply invites you to just pick one and begin.